time to take another look at Hurricane Irene as it is bearing down on the Turks, Caicos, and the Bahamas. Here's the current satellite look. You can see Hurricane Irene is currently moving over the Turks and Caicos at this time. There's the eye, well-defined eye. It was earlier well-defined. You could see all the convection blowing up around it. You could see that inflow, that little spin around the center of circulation. Here is the inflow here. Very, very nice inflow. There really isn't much dry air. Dry air will be on the western side of the storm. The eastern side of the storm, you can see, looks very, very nice. You can see the fanning of the cirrus clouds here. Just a very perfectly set up storm. And you can see a closer look to Irene here. Right in here. There's the eye. Right in here. There's the eye right there. Alright, we're gonna go through this again now. Here's a different look. You can see all of this convection blowing up. There's the eye. I know you can't really pick it out on the satellite, but there it is. That's where the eye is. And we're gonna keep going here, and you can see the orange is the tropical storm force winds, and then here's the center, right where that white part is. And it extends all the way. I think the NHC Recon reported 240 miles away from the center of circulation where they went for the tropical storm force winds. Alright, so you can see hurricane force right around the eye wall. So that's not very surprising that only the hurricane force winds are right around the eye, because usually that's what happens. Reddest hurricane warnings, Bahamas, Turks, Caicos, and then we have tropical storm warnings. Nothing for the U.S. coast yet, but that will likely change tomorrow and Friday. Hurricane Irene computer forecast models. You can see they're all over they're losing consensus right about here, which is drastic. Cape Hatteras is right there. If it hits Cape Hatteras, it could excel straight through southeastern Connecticut, through eastern Massachusetts, and through Rhode Island. That will give us gusty winds, very heavy rain, and storm surge. So you can see a couple models. The GFDL, this yellow one takes it out to sea, but this red one, the GFS, is very consistent. It's been over land for quite a couple runs. Here's a couple more, and you can see there's Cape Hatteras. A lot of them lose consensus, but the majority of them take it right in this area. So we continue to watch it. And here's another one. Look at it. Cape Hatteras right there. And then you can see the NHC track. It's this one. Okay, guys? This is the NHC track. Takes it over southeastern Connecticut, Rhode Island, and eastern Massachusetts. That's where they think the landfall is going to be as a Category 1 hurricane. You can see all this rain that would be falling in Connecticut due to the western side of the storm has the more rain, and the eastern side has the winds. So we're going to be seeing a lot of rain. And you can see here 70% chance for Cape Hatteras getting tropical storm force winds, 39 for Cape Cod, 36 for Long Island, 32% for Charleston, and about a 20% chance for Savannah. So Cape Hatteras has the best chance right now, but as the center of circulation moves northward, then we will start to see the change in percentages on the tropical storm force winds. And you can see here, the hurricane force winds, 100% chance right around the right north quadrant. So think of it as, here, let me draw a very bad graphic here. Think of it as a piece of pie cut into 4 slices, and this one right here would be the best part of it. That is the best part of a hurricane. The north right quadrant of the storm, that has the heavy rain and the very gusty winds. And you can see the north quadrant, the front right quadrant is right there. So we really got to watch this over the course of the next couple of days, because that could go over eastern Massachusetts and bring some very devastating conditions. 2 p.m. Sunday. This is where it makes landfall. 100 miles an hour, guys, alright? And when it makes landfall, it's going to rapidly decrease because the hurricanes do need warm waters. Hurricane Irene model intensity forecast, you could see, and then a drop. Alright, as it moves over land, it just drops in intensity. Let's take a look at past historical data. Alright, you can see, even though this is really nothing compared to Irene, Irene was right around here, and then it moved, and then it's supposed to go something like that. But the point I'm trying to get across, Gloria hit Cape Hatteras and excelled to the north. That's exactly what the European model is going to try to do with this. Hurricane Bob regenerating near the Bahamas, and then Cape Hatteras right into southeastern Massachusetts, southeastern Connecticut, and Rhode Island. Hurricane Bob is looking more likely. It did cause $1.5 billion in damage, Hurricane Bob. So really got to pay attention to this. Bertha really didn't catch my attention because although it did take a similar track, that's not that track. That track it's going to be taken. So it's going to be Bertha was more inland. At Floyd, I don't think it's going to be a tropical storm on landfall. I do think it's going to be a hurricane. I do not think it's going to be a tropical storm like Floyd. There is the eye. Here is Bertha. Irene. And here is the U.S. coast. So you can see the storm is going to be heading into very nice environment, except when it gets up into New England, then it's going to be start getting sheared apart, I guess you can say. There's going to be a dip, which will cause a lot of shear with the water temperatures. You can see here's the 80s. This black line is the 80-degree mark. And Irene, perfect spot for strengthening. It will move and then right into warmer waters and then accelerate out. Here's my track as of 5 p.m. Currently, Caicos and Turks and Caicos, 120 miles an hour. Accelerates 125. Accelerates even more, 130, which is Category 4. 125 on landfall for Cape Hatteras. 95 for Saturday night into Sunday morning. Alright, guys, and the rep map, this was updated last night. Really not going to change. This is on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being catastrophic. As Irene moves away from Puerto Rico, Hispaniola, Dominican Republic, Haiti, Cuba, the 3, because we really don't see any more impacts besides the storm surge. A 5 for the Bahamas as a major hurricane's coming up there. 4 for Florida as storm surge and the outer bands will move in. Georgia and South Carolina, strong storm surge. I do think it's going to be severe impacts. North Carolina and Virginia, severe impacts. Also in the Northeast, some pretty severe impacts as well. Continuing coverage on Hurricane Irene. You could track it with us, www.ctclimate.com, 24/7 information on there. Always online, twitter.com/GEOS_SNE weather. Always get the latest updates, also on Facebook, Connecticut Weather.